Hi guys, welcome to my house. My name is Sriracha. Today I'm gonna teach you how to do 5 different ways of tofu. So yeah, 5 different recipes of tofu for you to do at your house. So check this whole video. So guys, there are many different types of tofu, and I always like to get the extra firm tofu. So I always get ones in the box. It's called extra firm, and some of them they can be like too much, like they can be watery, like releasing too much water. So what do I do recommend for you? If you're gonna cook the tofu the next day, you always take out from the box and leave on the fridge. Some container press in it to squeeze, to take out this extra water that you have in the tofu. Otherwise, it's gonna be too watery when you're cooking. Yeah. You can see this one that I have here. It's really nice, soft and firm. And I just took out of the box, and you see just a little bit of water. So this one is really good for cooking. Really good. See? So the first recipe I'm going to be showing you is the scrambled tofu. It's a delicious version of tofu that you can do in the morning, especially for your breakfast. So it's going to be basically tofu, turmeric, onions. You can put garlic. I'm going to put mixed peppers, salt, black pepper, and that's it. We're going to do this on the pan, so I'm going to show you now. Let's go to the recipe. So guys, here we go. I'm going to start the first scrambled tofu. So I have the tofu here, and I'm gonna just smash with a fork like this, and then it's gonna be okay for us to use. That's it. Then I have chopped here already red onions, bell pepper and garlic, and I have the turmeric. So we're gonna start with a little bit of oil in the pan. My fire is on medium. Then first thing we're gonna go in with the onions. It's a little bit cold, so we just put a little bit more fire on it. Yeah, now it's starting. That's good. So now that we're frying the onions, what we do, we add turmeric already, so I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. I think that's gonna be enough. And we're gonna fry this. And you guys, I have here some basic stuff, but you can add as well some fresh herbs. You can add parsley, you can add coriander, you can put spring onions in the end. This is a really easy and versatile recipe. So we're gonna fry this until we have this onion soft. Smells are really amazing already. And the important thing here is we're frying these onions, and we are caramelizing a little bit as well the turmeric. So you start to smell already turmeric and this beautiful scent, Now I'm gonna add the peppers. Leave the garlic for the last. I have the peppers here. We're gonna saute this for another 1 minute, 2 minutes, until they at least get soft. I actually don't like my peppers too soft, so Just like to saute them a little bit. But if you like more, just saute more. There's no problem. Nobody's gonna fight with you. Now I'm gonna throw in the garlic as well. It's too dry for my taste. I'm gonna add a little bit more of oil. Yeah. Now we'll fry a little bit more. Tofu is here, so usually when you're happy, I am happy now with my onions, the garlic. I don't want too much color because they start to burn. You just put inside all the tofu. So as you can see, this is a really fast recipe, really easy. And you can do this for you every morning as breakfast. And then you just give a mixture. The food's gonna release a little bit of water. I like the smell with this noise, you know, the sound of frying sound. I usually get a bigger piece of tofu and a break pan as well. So basically that's this. I'm gonna just fry a little bit more, just to dry more this mixture. That's it. A little bit salt. And we're done. Now I'm gonna show you how to serve this. Okay guys, so that's how I like to serve it. Have my toast here. Then I grab my beautiful scrambled tofu. Put on the top of the toast. 1, 2. I like to serve this with some basil, so I always finish with basil leaf. As I said, you can use other herbs, but I like basil. It's a good breakfast, no? Huh? For the second recipe, we're gonna do tofish. Yeah, so basically we got the fish and chips and we're gonna do with tofu. So basically we're gonna get the tofu, gonna get the seaweed, we're gonna butter this, deep fry, and then serve this with French fries or any fry you prefer. Yeah, and this is a really, really delicious recipe. So check this. So guys, here I have my seaweed or the leaf for the sushi, right? So I've cut it already. So I'm gonna show you how to do only one, right? So I have my tofu here. I'm gonna cut one finger like thickness. Then I measured this before because the leaf needs to be perfect here on the tofu. So what we're gonna do, the tofu is wet, so we're gonna just stick the leaf here. See? So the seaweed is here. Now I have here my flour. So I'm gonna dust my tofu in flour. And then I have here my butter. I like mine really thick. So you can see here, it's like a pancake butter. Here I put 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and 6 tablespoons of oat milk. salt, black pepper, and that's it. So now I'm gonna grab my tofu here, put on that batter, and bring it to fry. First, I always like to test the temperature of the oil, so I just grab a little bit of the butter and drop inside. Yeah, hot enough, huh? Hot enough. So now I have my butter here, tofu here, coated in flour, drop inside the butter. One. It's really thick, but that's how I like it. This is gonna be another video, you know, how to make butter for your fish or for some people like to use beer. I just made mine with oat milk, like I said. Take out the excess a little bit and then deep fry it. This process is really fast. We just want to fry this until we get some nice golden color on the tofu. So now it is on the color that we want. You can see this beautiful golden and brown color. We just take out from the oil. Then I'm gonna cut and show you how it is inside and how lovely it is. Just put it here in the cloth to dry. You don't want to be drinking all this oil, right? So here we have the tofish. So I'm gonna cut so you guys can see. That's it. Really lovely, tasty. Just make it home. Just tell me, what did you think? So for the third recipe, we're gonna do breaded tofu. We're gonna cut this tofu in small squares and we're gonna bread this, deep fry, and we're gonna serve this with some Sriracha vegan mayonnaise. And it's lovely, lovely. It's a lovely snack. It's crunchy on the outside, creamy, and you're gonna love it. Now for this one, I have the tofu, but I diced the tofu because I want to give just one pop, you know, when you put it in the mouth. Then I have flour here, plain flour. I have the same butter that we used before. So corn flour, plain flour, oat milk, salt, pepper. The only thing, this one is more loose than the butter for the tofish. And I'm gonna add some hot sauce into the butter, because we want this to be spicy. And this hot sauce is up to you. Use the brand you prefer. So here we go, have the butter here. And I have breadcrumbs. So flour, butter, breadcrumbs. And then we're gonna deep fry. So we put the tofu here. And usually when you're working, you always have one hand for the dry stuff and one hand for the wet. So one hand you use, so my left hand I'm using here for flour. When the tofu is coated, I throw it into the butter. Then I use my right hand for the wet. So with my right hand, I'm gonna coat all the tofu. Then I throw here the tofu on the breadcrumbs, and with my left hand, you coat it completely. Then we're gonna do this for everything. So here we go, guys. I have my tofu pops here, and I have one there already because I used to test the temperature of the oil. And now that I know the temperature is okay, I'm gonna drop them one by one like this, because I don't want the oil is splitting on me. and you go like this, and then we're gonna deep fry them until they are beautifully golden and brown. So here I have the first one that I use for test the oil temperature. It's really nice. I'm gonna put it here to dry and finish with everything. So guys, that's it. Woo! Almost lost all of them. Look at this color. And now make a little bit of silence and listen to this. Yeah, it's really crunchy. Really. These breadcrumbs. This is lovely. Mmm. Okay, perfect. This is amazing. Try this one. Now for the fourth recipe, no more deep frying. Now we're gonna roast the tofu, so we're gonna do a marination. Really simple: basil, olive oil, salt, black pepper. We're gonna do this marination. Put the tofu in the oven to roast. Really high temperature in the oven on the maximum, and you'll see how this is gonna take out. It's gonna be lovely. So for this one, we're gonna need to dice the tofu. So I have the tofu here diced. I have olive oil. I have basil here fresh, and I have salt and black pepper. So salt in the blender, black pepper in the blender, a really good bunch of basil all inside. What we're gonna do, if you have a hand mixer or any other type of thing, if you don't have anything, just chop everything, mix with oil. I like to make my life easier, so I like to put the basil inside, olive oil, then I'm gonna blitz everything. So here I have my oil and basil blitzed. So I'm gonna just drop it here. See this beautiful green color, no? I know that now it's too much oil, but we're gonna transfer this to a baking tray. So I just want this to get a nice marination here. And we're gonna leave here resting on this marination until the oven gets hot, because the oven needs to be really hot. So put the oven on maximum and wait to be like burning. Another thing, you can have this tofu ready on your fridge. You can put this on bowls or in plastic containers and leave marinated inside the fridge. Then when you want to do, just take out and roast it. Really easy and simple. My oven is hot already, so I'm gonna transfer the tofu to the tray. You don't want too much oil on the tray, so that's why I always do like one by one. And all this leftover oil you have here, you're not gonna throw this in the bin. You're gonna save. Just keep on your with you, and then when you have some pasta, when you need some salad, you have this nice flavorful oil. Now it's ready to go to the oven. Just make sure the tofu, the squares or dice, they're not touching each other, so they have space for the air to circulate, because this is important. And now they just go into the oven. And then we wait. Look at this beauty, huh? Nice. So that's what we want. See, just be careful because it's really, really hot. But that's what we want. Beautiful. Basil tofu. It's crunchy on the outside and soft and really tasty. Really good way of eating tofu. Now our last recipe for this video. We're gonna follow with roasting tofu, but instead of using basil, we're gonna use paprika. So we wanna get this really nice red color on the outside and roasted. So this is another beautiful and tasty recipe. Check this out. Now for this one, it's almost the same process, but we have here the paprika. I'm gonna add this to the blender. 2 tablespoons. Then we add the black pepper, salt, oil. I'm gonna blend this and after marinate the tofu. So here I just thought after, but would be better to just mix this in a small bowl, you know. But now it's done already, so let's go. So you can see straight away the difference in the color, right? Of course. Or maybe not. I have a friend that's blindsided. Now that's in, everything, just give a good mix with our hands. Just be careful, you know, because if you're not delicate here in the process, you're gonna just break out the tofu. But this is lovely. After roasted, see? Now this is going to the tray, into the oven as well. Time to go. Now it's gonna take around 20 minutes maximum. Look at this beauty. See how it's burning here, so I always put some baking paper so you don't lose your tray. So basil and olive oil and paprika. That's really beautiful. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked all these tofu recipes that I've been showing you. And if you're still here, please, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Click the like button for the video. Leave any comments below just to help me growing my channel. And I appreciate you watching again. Thank you. See you in the next one.